Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I was requested after putting up my last video of my graduation vlog to do my college experience, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that today in this video. I want to keep everything pretty brief, so I just pretty much wrote down some notes, and I'm going by freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and senior year. So I guess this video, just as a disclaimer, this video is not for how to get into college. It's not about what you need to do to go to college. It's just my college experience. So I'm not going to talk about financial aid. I'm not going to talk about how you need to apply to colleges. No. Alright, so I'm not going to lie. I only applied to USF. I didn't apply anywhere else. I didn't want to go to FAM or anything like that. I didn't really have much guidance when it came to applying to colleges. So all I knew was that I really wanted to go to USF. I didn't visit the school or anything like that, but I just knew I wanted to go to USF. My mom and dad, they were very supportive of me wanting to go away for school. It wasn't something that they were afraid or nervous about letting me do. I mean, of course, every parent is going to have the thing in the back of their mind like, oh, I hope my child, does well and doesn't come back home, all that good stuff. But all I knew was that I applied to USF. A lot of my friends didn't get into USF. I was probably one out of a couple of my friends that got into USF, so it was really hard. But what I did, I think, differently was I applied for the summer semester. So I graduated high school in May, and then I came over to USF in June. So I didn't really have a summer, but I knew that it'd be easier, I guess, for me to get into the summer semester than it would for me to get into the fall. So that's, I guess, a tip for you all. If you are thinking to go to a school and their GPA requirement is pretty high, look into their summer GPA requirements to get in. So yeah. Alright, so my freshman year. So like I said, I moved in the summer, so they put us in our own dorms. Luckily for me, I was put into a apartment style dorm, so I had my own room, shared bathrooms, but the other girl, she never moved in, so I had my own bathroom and all that good stuff. I was living in I don't know why, but I was living in an international students apartment. So I was living there, and my summer freshman year was really good. Like, it was really good. Mind you, in high school, I wasn't allowed to go out to the clubs. I wasn't allowed to, like, go to, like, the movies and stuff like that. Like, I'm fully Haitian, so my parents just didn't trust all that. They didn't care for all that good stuff. So when I got into college, my mom was just like, you know what, you're grown, you can do, what you want now. And I went to the club. I went to I did all that stuff. I went to the club, and I just had a really good time. And for me, it made it a lot more valuable because I wasn't used to that, and it wasn't already old for me and stuff like that. So I really appreciated the fact that my mom didn't let me go out often, like as in like go out into like big places and stuff like that. So I don't want to say I made friends. I don't remember making a lot of friends freshman year. I seen a couple of faces. You say hi and bye to and people in your class or whatever, and you would talk to them. That was pretty much it. But for the most part, making like friends, no. I came in with a friend of mine from high school, and we stuck together pretty much. But like making other friends, no. And it's me. I'm like an introvert, but an extrovert when I get to know you. So yeah, I just kind of kept to myself and just kept to the one friend that I had at the time. So like I said, freshman year, I came in as a nursing major, and then when the fall came around and I had to take those classes, child, no. And I knew I didn't like science. I hate science. Like, I hate chemistry, I hate biology. Like, I hate that kind of stuff. So I knew I wasn't going to do well after my anatomy and physiology class. Child, I changed my major right to criminology, and it was the best decision ever. I remember being in my anatomy and physiology class and taking an exam and getting a D on that exam, and then going into my dorm and crying my eyes out to my mom and saying, like, I'm not ready for this. Like, this isn't for me. College isn't for me. I'm ready to come home, all that good stuff. Like, I was ready to go home and go to like a vocational school instead of going to university. And my mom was like, no, you need to stay there. My sister wasn't having it. She was like, I'm not finna help you if you come back. You better stay there. So I pretty much made my mind. I was like, you know what, nursing just isn't for me. It's not something that I want to do. So I changed my major to criminology. freshman year, the fall semester, and it was the best decision I ever made because I absolutely loved my criminology classes. So interesting, like the most interesting topics. Moving on into my sophomore year. My sophomore year was when I really got into makeup and stuff like that in YouTube. So I started YouTubing and I didn't want anybody to know, y'all. Like I kept that junk on the low until one of my friends came up to me. She was like, I didn't know you had a channel. And I was like, I was so embarrassed. And she said it in front of like everybody pretty much. So my sophomore year was when I got into organizations. I joined my first organization, and that's where I met like some of my really good friends at this moment. So I joined some orgs, I networked, I got to know a lot of people. I got to express myself in ways that I couldn't before, and I got to just see what I was capable of as far as holding different positions in different organizations. So sophomore year was also when I got a boyfriend that I'm still with today. So yeah, it was weird because freshman year I didn't really talk to anybody. I remember probably talking to like one person. And when I say talking, I mean like, you know, texting and calling each other on the phone and stuff like that, but not like boyfriend and girlfriend. I came into college with a boyfriend, but y'all, that didn't work out. Trust me, that was the worst relationship of my life. So I came into college with a boyfriend and we broke up, and then sophomore year I started dating the guy that I'm with now. So yeah, we did a long distance. He was in Alabama and I was in Florida, and yeah, we just started dating and we're still long distance to this day. So, but he lives in Florida now, so. Alright, sophomore year was when I started sharing a dorm with my friend because we put each other on the list to live with. So luckily enough, we got to live with one another, and we got to live with another one of our really good friend from high school as well. We all used to play basketball with each other. So it was like a suite style. So like we lived in our room. It was me and my friend from high school. We lived in a room together, and then next door was another set of two people that live next to each other, and if you go through the bathroom there's another 2 doors. So it was like suite style, and that's where we lived. It was the smallest piece in the world. I really wish that one thing that I do regret was not documenting enough stuff. So like taking pictures of my dorm room and, you know, recording it and stuff like that. Like I really wish I did that. So if that's another tip, if you're going into college, make sure you take those pictures and you document those memories, because you're gonna want them when you graduate or later on down the line to show probably like your kids and stuff. So that's one thing that I do kind of regret. And sharing a dorm, I can't say I've had bad experiences sharing a dorm because I lived with, like I said, my friend. So I wasn't living with any random people, and like I said, summer semester I had my own room, so I didn't have that experience I never had the experience of sharing a room with somebody I didn't know. Going into my junior year, that was the year that I pretty much found out who were my real friends and who really kind of weren't my real friends. Yeah. So after junior year, we moved into, me and my friends, we moved into student housing off campus. So we were living on campus in dorms, and then we moved into an apartment off campus. And it was it was a really good experience. Like I said, living with my friends again, and then another one of my friends from high school moved in with us and stuff like that. And we had great times, like really good times. And then, of course, there are always those bad times, but it was never nothing to a point where, at first, it was never nothing to a point where we just didn't want to live with one another or whatever. But that whole situation fell out, and I ended up pretty much kind of living by myself. But at the end of the day, I think that's what really made me realize, like, you know, who were my real friends and who weren't. And like I said, I didn't really have any real friends, like, friends that I could go out with and stuff like that. I had like probably like 2 or 3, and besides the friends that I came in with from high school. And after me and my friends from high school fell out, I was kind of like, I was still kind of like, I guess, by myself, because like I said, I didn't have like 20 friends or stuff like that. Like I couldn't really count how many friends I had on more than one hand, to say the least. And yeah, after that whole situation fell out, I was, I don't know. I was kind of like relieved in a sense, because it made me realize, you know, like I would rather things fall out now than later down, like along the lines or whatever. Because college, people kind of say like high school is where you will get to meet your real lifelong friends. I mean, that's true, but at the end of the day, when you go off to college and your high school friends don't, it kind of makes a big of a difference, because after your 4 years or your 3 years or however long you stay in college, you kind of find yourself and you kind of realize, you know, what is childish and what is mature. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to really find yourself. You get to grow and you get to progress. And I kind of feel like, I'm not saying this for all my friends, but some of the friends that stayed back home and went to, like, you know, a university in the area, community college in the area, they're not thinking on a bigger scale. And I'm not trying to downplay anybody, but some of my friends, they're still like that. And it creates a barrier or a divide, because when you go off to university and you're exposed to such diversity, like at my school, you think differently, you go about things differently, and that's just how I am now. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still goofy and all that good stuff, but I really changed. Like, I think differently, a lot differently now. Junior year was when I joined my sorority, which is Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I joined in the spring of 2014, and after joining, once again, I lost a lot of friends. But the thing with that was, it was such a blessing in disguise, because it's like I lost a lot of friends, but I gained like real sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I don't know if you guys know, but like for NPHC, you know, if you're in a sorority, then you have line sisters, and my line sisters are like, they're the truth. They're the truth. They're like pretty much the only people now that I talk to, beside probably 2 other people who I talk to as really good friends. And that's it, y'all. Delta pretty much brought people in my life, and then Delta took people out of my life. But ultimately, God showed me through Delta who people were meant to be in my life and people who weren't, like, at all supposed to be in my life. So yeah, sororities and Greek life is a whole nother subject. I won't delve into that too much, because yeah, like I said, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, junior year, junior year was a great year for me, like a great year. And then senior year, I didn't experience senioritis at all. Probably like my last 3 weeks of senior year semester, I experienced senioritis, but I was taking electives. So I was taking photography, I was taking art, I was taking tennis, and I was taking an acting class. Y'all would have thought that drawing and photography was easy. The arts is hard. Like, it is hard. I'm not even joking. Beginning drawing was not really, it was like intermediate. I swear to y'all, they had us sitting outside drawing buildings. It was horrible. It was horrible. I hated that class. That class took up more of my time doing homework than probably a couple of my criminology classes. It was hard, y'all. Very, very hard. Do I plan on getting my master's? Yes. At first, I didn't want to get my master's. I was just like, you know what, I'm done with school. But after graduating and actually thinking about it for a couple of weeks now, like, I don't know, like, it's almost like once you get your bachelor's, it's almost like a high school diploma. It's like, you know, it's nothing. And it's not to say that, of course, I want to get my master's so I can, like, probably get a better job along the lines, like, down in the future. But it's more of like a personal goal for myself, like, just to say, you know, hey, I got my master's, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially being a Black, young Haitian American, that's something that I would be really, really proud of myself for doing. So I have a really, really good feeling that 90% of me is going to get my master's. Like, I kind of have to. I don't have a choice. And my last thing is, college isn't for everybody. Trust me. You don't have to go to college to be successful, although it can help aid in your success. Like I said, I know for me, like at some point in my college career, I was just like, college isn't for me, but that was because I was in the wrong major. It was something that I didn't enjoy doing. Like I said, science was not for me. Don't rush into it. Don't make any rash decisions as far as going out to college, because college is expensive, y'all. It's expensive. Apply for scholarships and all that good stuff so it can help, but at the end of the day, like I said, college isn't for everybody. You'll know whether or not it's for you. So yeah, so that is it for this college experience video. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. I would love to hear them, or any comments or any experiences that you may have went through during your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.